Hello, and welcome to another video from the YouTube channel, From Religion to Agnostic. Javan was the fourth son of Noah's son Japheth according to the generations of Noah, Genesis chapter 10, in the Hebrew Bible. Josephus states the traditional belief that this individual was the ancestor of the Greeks. The world is known to the Hebrews also serving as the Hebrew name for Greece or Greeks in general. Javan, or Javan, has long been considered cognate with the name of the Eastern Greeks, the Ionians. The Greek race has been known by cognate names throughout the Eastern Mediterranean, Near East, and beyond. See Sanskrit Yona and Sanskrit or Proto-Aryan languages. Sanskrit probably originated in Greek mythology. The eponymous forefather of the Ionians is similarly called Ion, a son of Apollo. The opinion that Javan is synonymous with Greek Ion and thus fathered the Ionians is common to numerous writers of the early modern period including Sir Walter Raleigh, Samuel Bockhart, John Mill, and Jonathan Edwards, and is still frequently encountered today. Javan is also found in apocalyptic literature in the Book of Daniel, 8:21-22 and 11:2, in reference to the king of Greece, most commonly interpreted as a reference to Alexander the Great. While Javan is generally associated with the ancient Greeks and Greece, cross-reference, Genesis 10:2, Daniel 8:21, Zechariah 9:13, his sons, as listed in Genesis 10, have usually been associated with locations in the northeastern Mediterranean Sea and Anatolia. Elisha Magna Graecia, Tarshish, Tarsus in Cilicia, but after 1646 often identified with Tarsus in Spain, Kittim, modern Cyprus, and Dodanum, alternate 1 Chronicles 1:7, Rhodanum, the island of Rhodes, west of modern Turkey between Cyprus and the mainland of Greece. In Jewish sources, name of one of the 7 sons of Japheth, given in the list of nations, Genesis 10:2, 4, compare I Chronicles 1:5, 7, and as such the progenitor of Elisha, Tarshish, the Hittim, and the Dodanum, Rhodanum. The word corresponds to the Greek, ion, the plural of which is iones, with the digamma between the a and o, see Homer's Iliad, 13, 685. The Greek name denotes the Ionians, settled, when the list of Genesis was written, on the mainland of Greece and on the islands of the Aegean Sea as well as along the coast of Asia Minor. The Greeks were designated by this name in Assyrian, Yawa New Greece, Yana Greek, Schrader, Kat 2nd edition, page 87 and following. And in Old Persian, and the name was used in this sense by the Syrians, the Arabs, and the Egyptians. The question is still open whether in the Old Testament, Javan connotes the Greeks, in keeping with this usage of other ancient peoples, or merely the Ionians proper. According to Stade, De Populo Javan, Gieson, 1880, the term stands for the Ionians of Asia Minor in all pre-Persian passages of the Old Testament, example Ezekiel 27:13, Isaiah 66:19, and therefore also in Genesis 10:2 and 4. It has the wider significance in Joel 3:6, Persian Age, Zech 9:13, and Daniel 8:21. In these passages the context shows merely that a distant country is meant, Isaiah 66:19, into which Israelites were sold as slaves, by the Phoenicians and Philistines, Joel 3:6. Something of this kind is certainly also referred to in Zechariah 9:13, in fact Ezekiel 27:13, speaks of Ionian, or Greek, slave trading in the markets of Tyre. In Ezekiel 27:19 the word, Javan, is either a corruption of the text, in view of the circumstance that in verse 13 it is used in a clearly different meaning from that required here, see Cornell, Ezekiel, page 351 and following, or it designates an Arabic people. Glazer, Skizdergus und Geographie Arabiens, 2428, suggests that in this verse it is the name of the place called Jane, not very far from Medina. In Talmudic literature, Javan stands unquestionably for Greece, example in Yoma 10a, Lashon Yuanit, means the Greek language. In late Hebrew, Javan denotes the Russians, because they belong to the Greek Catholic Church. So while we see the views of Christians, and the Jewish sources I want look back and point out here, and I quote, the Greek race has been known by cognate names throughout the Eastern Mediterranean, Near East, and beyond, see Sanskrit Yona and Sanskrit Yavna, or Proto-Aryan languages. Sanskrit probably originated. Then goes on to say, and I quote, while Javan is generally associated with the ancient Greeks and Greece, cross-reference, Genesis 10:2, Daniel 8:21, Zechariah 9:13. His sons, as listed in Genesis 10, have usually been associated with locations in the northeastern Mediterranean Sea and Anatolia. So I would like to add a section of the background of Sanskrit. P.S. I will leave links to full article in description box for those seeking further info. Sanskrit is a classical language of South Asia belonging to the Indo-Aryan branch of the Indo-European languages. It arose in South Asia after its predecessor languages had diffused there from the northwest in the Late Bronze Age. Sanskrit is the sacred language of Hinduism, the language of classical Hindu philosophy, and of historical texts of Buddhism and Jainism. It was a link language in ancient and medieval South Asia, and upon transmission of Hindu and Buddhist culture to Southeast Asia, East Asia, and Central Asia in the early medieval era, it became a language of religion and high culture, and of the political elites in some of these regions. Their formal and learned vocabularies. Sanskrit generally connotes several Old Indo-Aryan varieties. The most archaic of these is Vedic Sanskrit, found in the Rigveda, a collection of 1028 hymns composed between 1500 BCE and 1200 BCE by Indo-Aryan tribes migrating east from what today is Afghanistan across northern Pakistan and into northern India. Vedic Sanskrit interacted with the pre-existing ancient languages of the subcontinent, absorbing names of newly encountered plants and animals. In addition, the ancient Dravidian languages influenced Sanskrit's phonology and syntax. Sanskrit can also more narrowly refer to classical Sanskrit, a refined and standardized grammatical form that emerged in the mid-1st millennium BCE and was codified in the most comprehensive of ancient grammars, the Astadhyayi, 8 chapters, of Panini. The greatest dramatist in Sanskrit, Kalidasa, wrote in classical Sanskrit, and the foundations of modern arithmetic were first described in classical Sanskrit. The two major Sanskrit epics, the Mahabharata and the Ramayana, however, were composed in a range of oral storytelling registers called Epic Sanskrit, which was used in northern India between 400 BCE and 300 CE, and roughly contemporary with classical Sanskrit. In the following centuries, Sanskrit became tradition-bound, stopped being learned as a first language, and ultimately stopped developing as a living language. The hymns of the Rigveda are notably similar to the most archaic poems of the Iranian and Greek language families, the Gathas of Old Avestan and Iliad of Homer. As the Rigveda was orally transmitted by methods of memorization of exceptional complexity, rigor, and fidelity, as a single text without variant readings, its preserved archaic syntax and morphology are of vital importance in the reconstruction of the common ancestor language Proto-Indo-European. Sanskrit does not have an attested native script from around the turn of the 1st millennium CE. It has been written in various Brahmic scripts, and in the modern era most commonly in Devanagari. Sanskrit's status, function, and place in India's cultural heritage are recognized by its inclusion in the Constitution of India's 8th Schedule languages. However, despite attempts at revival, there are no first language speakers of Sanskrit in India. In each of India's recent decadal censuses, several thousand citizens have reported Sanskrit to be their mother tongue, but the numbers are thought to signify a wish to be aligned with the prestige of the language. Sanskrit has been taught in traditional gurukulas since ancient times. It is widely taught today at the secondary school level. The oldest Sanskrit college is the Banaras Sanskrit College, founded in 1791 during East India Company rule. Sanskrit continues to be widely used as a ceremonial and ritual language in Hindu and Buddhist hymns and chants. Origin and development. Sanskrit belongs to the Indo-European family of languages. It is one of the 3 earliest ancient documented languages that arose from a common root language now referred to as Proto-Indo-European language. Vedic Sanskrit, c. 1500 to 500 BCE. Mycenaean Greek, c. 1450 BCE, and Ancient Greek, c. 750 to 400 BCE. Hittite, c. 1750 to 1200 BCE. Other Indo-European languages distantly related to Sanskrit include Archaic and Classical Latin, c. 600 BCE to 100 CE, Italic languages, Gothic, Archaic Germanic language, c. 350 CE, Old Norse, c. 200 CE and after, Old Avestan, c. late 2nd millennium BCE, and Younger Avestan, c. 900 BCE. The closest ancient relatives of Vedic Sanskrit and the Indo-European languages are the Nuristani languages found in the remote Hindu Kush region of the northeastern Afghanistan and northwestern Himalayas, as well as the extinct Avestan and Old Persian, both are Iranian languages. Sanskrit belongs to the Sodom group of the Indo-European languages. Colonial-era scholars familiar with Latin and Greek were struck by the resemblance of the Sanskrit language, both in its vocabulary and grammar, to the classical languages of Europe. In the Oxford Introduction to Proto-Indo-European and the Proto-Indo-European World, Mallory and Adams illustrate the resemblance with the following examples of cognate forms. Alrighty, and that will do it for this video. Catch you on the next one. Have a great day, and be safe. If you enjoyed this video, please think about subscribing, as well as hitting the like and sharing would help out a lot. Thank you all. Peace out, people.